from San Francisco, where it's shortly after 1300, 1 p.m. We're in Studio B here at the Beach Street Yacht Club in San Francisco's beautiful Marina District with my co-host, the Commodore of the Beach Street Yacht Club, Julia Vadakin, in her St. Patrick's Day green.
Right.
And I've got the only green thing I own, which is my green and white striped shirt. That's not right, one or two others. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. Welcome to the show. We've got a great show. I'm really pleased with this show. Put the PIP on. You watch the end of the opening video that we like to play here, the 12s in Newport. As we look at the chat, hello from snowy, yeah, that's some snow, another snowstorm in Minnesota, Michigan, Ohio.
Oh my
Lake
goodness.
effect snow. Alan Long is saying, Greg Phillips down in the Gold Coast of Australia, where I don't think they have any snow. Mark Wharton-Reed. Mark Reed's in Singapore, Michigan. I never heard of Singapore, Michigan, and I'm from Michigan. Rick Bannerow in Connecticut. Hello. Chris Fury down in Melbourne. And people are checking in from around the world, including our chief bimbo, Larry Kennedy from the FIDI in New York City, and Worley from up here in NorCal. Hello, everyone, on this beautiful day for green and more. Julia, I think we can get rid of the lower third. I think we can get into this show. Number 918.
Wow.
Happy Tuesday and happy Love Harold Cudmore Day.
Okay.
He's my favorite Irish sailor of all time. A tribute to another Irishman who passed away over the weekend, Bobby Mulhern.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he passed away. Our beloved 20-year general manager of Golden Gate Yacht Club. Just a brief tribute to him. Bravo Zulu, as expected, Yandu wins the J.J. Giltonen, the 18-footer Worlds down in Sydney with one race to spare. Coaching Corner, John Emmett is reporting from the beach, I believe, in Weymouth today. Life's a beach, Julia.
You bet.
Then the big news from AC 38, there may be an American challenger after all. That's our title slide. That's our promo slide. One hears, and we'll get into all of that. And then we have another great AAAA from Alistair Murray, his awesome Aussie anecdote, talking about sailing in the Taser Victorian State Championship with his daughter. They had a bit of a mast failure, break,
no.
but they had a great time anyway. He still says that it's a good day on the water. Usually is better than a good day in the office, even when you break your mast. That's it for the starting line this day in history, of course, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, and of course, the chat from our fantastic Fozy, Fritz Mueller down in Miami, Ed Vitrano in Rio Vista.
Aha.
Ed, Rio Vista. And Ted Ryman in Cape Town, where he's celebrating Happy St. Patrick's Day. Clay Embley, greetings from his kitchen today, where the lab puppies are killing each other. Lab puppies all puppies are cute. MJ, Mary Jude Szymanski from an overcast Philadelphia, PA. Mark Reed is in up near, I guess Singapore is near Saugatuck. I know where Saugatuck is, over in the west side of the state. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us, because we are going to talk about this American Challenger, supposed ostensible American Challenger after all, and it's not the New York Yacht Club. Assuming what I'm calling, Julia,
Yes.
I knew you'd like this, the KK Challenge.
Yes.
Do you see that with a K?
I did see it.
The KK Challenge with a K comes to fruition, assuming it comes to fruition by the 31st of March, which is the deadline, although, there's nothing that will stop them from extending the deadline once again if they think there are teams in the wings.
That's true. And everybody will consent.
Yeah, well. There's Commodore Harrington in the chat with her 3. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The 3.
Irish
Irish what?
clovers.
3-leaf clover or 4-leaf clover? I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover.
But these are only 3 leaf.
I know. Well, that's okay. That's what's in the emoji. Here we go to our little tribute to this guy was a fabulous guy, Bobby.
Yes.
Mulhern. And he was, for some 20 years, the GM at the Golden Gate Yacht Club, including when I was on the board and vice commodore. This from the Commodore last night. It is with profound sadness that I share with you the news that our GM, Bob Mulhern, passed away peacefully, surrounded by his family, Kathleen, Mimi, Bridget, and Sean. To me, Bob always seemed ageless, and I never imagined he wouldn't return after his hip injury. In maritime tradition, 8 bells marks the end of a sailor's watch, a signal that duty is complete and it is time to rest. Today we ring 8 bells for Bobby Mulhern, a man whose watch was long, generous, and deeply meaningful to Golden Gate Yacht Club and to all of us who were fortunate enough to know him. I think, Julia, you would agree with that.
Absolutely.
In spades. He was absolutely a peach of a man. For a long time, way before I moved to San Francisco, he had a bar here called Mulhern's, which is a very popular bar.
Very popular.
Did you and your late husband used to go there?
Yes, indeed.
And have a cocktail or two?
Yes.
You could also, it was a little bit like Alice's Restaurant. You could buy other things there too, Julia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what one hears. Shamrocks are 3-leaf clovers, Rick Bannerow says. As Keith James 444, there's a new name for us. Welcome. From Auckland, New Zealand, Shamrocks. Thanks, Chris Fury, by helping us out.
Yes.
But back to Bobby Mulhern. He was Irish. He was a fabulous guy. He later in life did not drink, but he kept everybody at the club well lubricated. And kind of, that's a small club. And with a staff, a very limited staff, he kept that place humming.
He did.
He'd bring in contractors when it was necessary to put on a big do, especially during the America's Cup. Mm-hmm. And many of you will know him from the America's Cup days here, 2010, 11, 12, 13. Mm-hmm. And what a fabulous job he did for us.
Yes. Magic. Yeah. Things just appeared.
They did. Bobby Mulhern. That's a nice thought from Jim Flaherty. Another good Irish name, isn't it? Mm-hmm. The current Golden Gate Yacht Club Commodore Bob Mulhern. 1948 to 2026, may he rest in peace. Okay, Julia, back to our program here. What are we celebrating today? Well, you well know what we're celebrating. It is
St. Paddy's Day.
And who's that in the middle of the slide? That is Harold and his wife, Lauren Cudmore.
Oh.
Originally from Ireland, they now live on the Isle of Wight, right next to the Royal Yacht Squadron Castle, the clubhouse. And this is from last year, 2025, when they appeared together, as did many other people. Can you ID that venue?
I should be able to.
That was the 250th anniversary of the Royal Thames Yacht Club, one of the oldest clubs. In fact, I think the oldest club in the world is the Royal Cork.
Yes.
Up in Ireland. Joe Holtzman checking in as we're waiting to see if anybody can ID that venue. Jody Shields is here. We're not panicking, but we love to see you here, Jody. Joe Holtzman up in Estes, Colorado. Mark Reed, he was always gracious. He's talking about Bob Mulhern. He was always gracious and welcoming. Yes, Alistair Murray, down under. It is Julia's birthday. Not quite. Today is the day before her birthday. Can anyone ID that room?
I keep looking at it and thinking I should.
Where they celebrated the 250th anniversary of the Royal Thames last year.
It's got to be in downtown London, is it?
Close. That is called the Painting Room at the Royal Naval College in Greenwich.
Oh, I would have never guessed that.
Fabulous.
Oh, yes, it is.
Fabulous place, fabulous room. Harold, of course, is our favorite of all times Irish sailor, and we got a lot of friends who are Irish. But Harold, as I said on the show, I think,
yesterday,
didn't I, on Friday, whatever, the last couple of shows, there was nobody, Julia, who was a better after-dinner speaker. He was always in fine fettle. He was always in good mood, upbeat. He could be obstreperous with the jury or with the umpires, but always pleasant. He is. I mean, we're talking like he's gone. He's not. He's a fabulous guy and still very active in our beloved sport. As Don Lunabos checks in from Sonoma, Christopher Gillingham, Normally over in Leamington, Clay Embley saying the Royal Naval College, I think haze gray is a better color choice. And Groover says, you know what? Cudmore looks great. And I agree, Steve. That is a recent, less than a year old, I think, picture. 35 weeks ago, I think, is when that was taken. I saw on Facebook today. Great stuff. And congratulations to all who celebrate today. And I think most of us do, whether we are of Irish heritage or not. Julia, are you have any Irish in you?
I don't, only spiritually.
Spiritually. Well, what's that stuff around your neck?
Well, this is in case anybody misses the real Buena Vista Cafe. I have a little bit of there.
Here in San Francisco, where they supposedly serve the first Irish coffee in this country, at least.
Yeah.
Now, what's that other button? Irish True.
Irish True.
Well, Julia, maybe this is the right moment to spice up the coffees, because you brought
Oh, yes.
Some ingredients with you. There's some Irish whiskey. I can pour. Maybe you better pour in your own, because I'll pour it over your computer.
Yes.
You pour that over into your glass, and I won't have any of that. I'll just have a little bit of this Ready Whip in my coffee, iced coffee that it is. Don't you have to put a lot of sugar in it, too, to make it proper Irish coffee?
Well,
that guy puts a lot of sugar in it over at the Buena Vista Cafe.
Yeah, but you don't have to. Oh, there we go. Oh, stop! Help!
You can lick. Hold it! I want to get a close up of that, Julia. As you lick it off your hand. When Julia came down here today, she said, "Tom, we have to have a ceremony. We got to rehearse it." She brought some fancy ass glasses, proper glasses, to put all this stuff in. And I said, "Julie, we don't have time. This is a television show."
Would you ruined the whole thing.
Would you like a? Here, now that here. I have standing by here, of course, a proper napkin.
Of course, a proper napkin.
Because I eat too many meals here in the control room. Okay. Guy Briere. Guy, don't call me Guy. Guy Briere from the Southern Yacht Club saying hi from New Orleans, and others checking in. Jody Shields.
Cheers.
Julia, cheers. And to you. Thank you very much for the inspiration.
Yes, man. Well, I'm sorry we missed breakfast. Breakfast at the BV is the thing to do.
Well, we did that not too many years ago. When was that we did that? 5, 6, it was before the pandemic, I think.
Yes.
Okay, Julia, we better carry on here because I got a little more to do. They do, of course, lots of green things in different parts of the world. The Chicago River famously has been dyed green since when?
Forever.
Since 1961, when the then mayor, he was mayor for a long time. In fact, his kid was mayor, Richard Daley, another Irish American of some repute. And he decided in 61 that the river should be dyed green, and it has been dyed green every year since. They get millions of visitors to go down and look at the river and to go for cruises on the river.
Yes.
There's a few other things that get...
Maybe snowing there today.
Well, I think the snow is past. It was yesterday. There's a few other things, the Colosseum in Rome, Christ the Redeemer down in Rio, and of course the White House fountain. Now, why green? There are numerous theories as to why green became the color of the holiday. It is one of the colors of the Irish flag, obviously. Green also is the color of a shamrock, a symbol of Ireland, known as the Emerald Isle, because of the rain and lush vegetation. And traditional Irish legend held that wearing green made you invisible.
Oh, well, I never knew that.
To those pesky leprechauns.
I never knew that.
That's the things you learn on Sailing Illustrated, Julia.
I learned about leprechauns in Ireland.
Well, that's the reason why there are green things and why that's the official, I guess, color you would say. Yar Vahe is just back from a few Guinnesses celebrating his new Irish passport. Congratulations, Yar. We've got a few memes or cards
yes.
from some of our Fozy and Super Fozy. Ted Ryman sent that one, of course.
That looks like Ted Ryman.
That's Ryman. I don't want... He's got a German name, though. It's not exactly an Irish name, Ryman.
Well,
Ryman. I don't want a pickle, just want to ride my motorcycle. This came in from the Commodore of the New York Yacht Club, Claire Harrington, who said how to speak Irish. Now say that, Julia, real fast.
Whale, oil, beef.
Faster.
Faster. Well, I'll be hooked.
Beef hooked. Well, I'll be.
I'll be.
The Commodore, the esteemed Commodore of the New York Yacht Club, who says, Julia, she says she's a mongrel. I asked her this morning, what's your ethnic background? She says, I'm 25% English, 25% Irish, and 50% Italian. Now, Julia, we got more to talk about here before we leave this. Do you know that drink?
Well, it's an Irish margarita.
Well done. That's exactly what it is. I'd never heard of this until this morning. It's a Shamrock-a-rita. Shamrock-a-rita is a vibrant green tequila-based margarita style specifically for St. Patrick's Day. It blends traditional margarita ingredients, tequila, as they would say in the Northeast, the late, great Commodore Anderson, tequila, lime, orange liqueur, with green-enhancing elements like melon schnapps, blue curacao, or food coloring, often garnished with green sugar, mint, or apple slices cut into shamrocks. But wait, there's more. And I actually asked of Gemini or ChatGPT, I'm not sure which, what makes it green? Well, the aforementioned melon liqueur, Midori? What's that? Never heard of Midori.
It's a liqueur.
Okay. It's a popular method that adds a bright green color and sweet melon flavor, blue curacao, and orange pineapple juice. You mix the blue and the yellow, naturally produces a vibrant green hue, and or green food coloring. I thought green food coloring was bad for you. I thought red dye and green dye, I thought they'd gotten us off that stuff, Julia.
Yeah.
Huh?
They only do it once a year.
Some people use it a lot in the cookies and everything else. A few drops are added to a traditional recipe to achieve a festive, vivid green. Now, it's a Japanese melon liqueur.
Yes.
Watermelon lick, Margarita's saying. Jody thinks you should do your finger wag at yourself for that Irish comment that you made.
Why? Why?
Because you were hooked.
Oh.
Now, Julia, you would think poorly of me if...
You didn't have a film.
Here we go.
All right.
I found that on the website of my favorite yacht club, of which I'm a proud member, the Balboa Yacht Club. Get yours at the club this week. They are serving that Shamrock-a-rita, and that bartender is our esteemed food and beverage manager there at the club. And thanks to Chris Bretschker, Christine Gribben, Patrick Lieber, and Greg Newman, all of whom I had to consult today to find out the guy's name, our F&B manager. I knew his name was Victor, but I didn't know his last name. And more about this cocktail, which they all swear by. They say it's very good indeed. So thanks, gang. That's our some of our Gov Cup insiders and major contributors, people who work so hard for Gov Cup every year at the Balboa Yacht Club. Julie, what else are we celebrating today? We've got, we can't skip through this without mentioning, because we talk about Paralympics a lot on here. The USA defeated Canada over the weekend, 6-2, to win their 5th straight. The U.S. did sled hockey Paralympic gold. The Paralympics are going on now, the Winter Paralympics. And that is a clean sweep for the U.S. Never happened before where they swept all the hockey, men's, women's, and Paralympics.
Wow.
So that's a bit of a deal, Julia.
It is.
Bravo Zulu to them. I wish we could be as good in sailing as we now appear to be in hockey. Program note, reminder that this Friday we'll have the esteemed Britton Ward, longtime friend. He's been on the show 6 or 7 times, Clark Chapin tells me, the president of Far Yacht Design. And that in addition to today's St. Patty's Day and Wednesday, your birthday tomorrow, Julia.
Oh, yes. I'll celebrate all day.
And then Thursday is Las Fallas. I didn't fix that slide. Somebody caught me up on that. That should be Las Fallas in Valencia. It's a big week, Julia.
Oh, it is.
Big week.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of your birthday.
Yes.
We have a birthday present for you.
Uh-oh.
Now, I have a question because in Germany, your late, great German sea captain husband, and of course I lived in Germany, Leslie, Meg, and I lived there for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
It's considered very bad form and indeed bad luck to give somebody a birthday present early or wish them happy birthday early. So put your mic back in front of you. I got to keep coaching you on that new fancy mic arm that you've got. I paid a lot of money for that. With the help of some of our Fozy who make contributions.
Thank you, Fozy.
So, yeah, you're really happy to have that. I know. Get rid of this thing, Tom.
I just keep wanting to buy that.
The audio is so good, Julia.
It is good.
It's the best. But do you want a birthday present today? You want us to wish you happy birthday, even though your birthday is tomorrow?
We have an audience.
We'll sing it. I didn't bring the banjo in.
Oh, my gosh.
Or the guitar. But this is a fabulous orchid.
Oh, yes.
From a secret admirer of yours.
I know.
Our dear friend, Darlene Hines.
Yes. And bloomers.
At St. Francis member, and she loves to give orchids for birthdays. Now, I don't know where to put this thing. I'm going to try to put it on the corner of your table here.
Okay. Oh, I love them. Absolutely love them.
And it's blocking my confidence monitor.
You want to put it over here?
No, I think that's okay. If I take the PIP out when I go to the picture-in-picture, you'll be able to see it.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's great. Oh, yes.
I can put it on the floor, too.
Thank you, darling.
That is nice. It's Julia's birthday now in Australia, so we're not premature.
That's correct.
Good point, Alistair Murray. Happy birthday to you, Mr. President. Remember that when she sang that to JFK?
Yes.
Who was it?
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. Where was she?
At a congressional dinner.
A lot. In Chicago.
Was it in Chicago?
I was in Chicago,
yeah.
Happy birthday. Everybody's wishing Julia a happy birthday. Mary Longpree. My hubby's birthday was yesterday. Big hugs.
How nice.
Mark Michelson up in, Mark's doing some great things in our sport and beyond. Saying how lovely and lots of comments coming in. Maura Stevens, thank you, Maura, Chris Fury, and so on. Alan Long, don't spill any Irish whiskey on those, Julia, because if you do.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll keep it far, far away.
Far, far away indeed. Okay, I'm going to put the PIP back in there, and maybe we'll make an adjustment as we go forward. Julia, Bravo Zulu, let's get to our beloved sport here. And a Bravo Zulu in praise of performance for the job that they did, not only sailing in this event, but the whole thing. That is the J.J. Giltonen was a massive undertaking, as always. 27 boats over Saturday through the following Sunday, Friday through the following Sunday. So 9-10 days, and an amazing event, as it always is. The last two races were this previous Saturday and Sunday, races 8 and 9. And as we said on Friday, and we featured it in the show, that Yandu would probably be the team to win. The question was whether they could win without having to sail the last race. Well, they did. They wrapped it up on Saturday. the Yandu team of John Winning Jr., Fang Warren, and Louis Brake. Louis Brake had already won the 2026 JJ 18-foot skiff world championship presented by the Winning Group after yesterday's race. Saturday, this is a press release from Sunday, but officially took out the title for the third consecutive time at the conclusion of Sunday's race 9 on Sydney Harbor. That race, by the way, was won by, speaking of Germany, by the German team in Sunday's race, which was sailed in I hate to use the expression champagne conditions, fabulous conditions. I watched a lot of it on the tube, which was sailed in 15 to 18 knot northeast wind. It was the German team of Heinrich von Bayern, Tom Martin and Andy Martin on Black Knight, which took the honors when they won their first race in a JJ Championship regatta since Heinrich first began competing in 2018.
Oh, good for him.
So bravo, Zulu. The second place overall was one of the two Shaw and Partners boats, the Shaw and Partner Australia. Although Yandu finished well out of the top placing in Sunday's race, she topped the scoreboard with a total of 22 points, followed by Shaw and Partners, the financial services company, and they sponsor both an Australian team and the Kiwi team. Kiwi team did pretty well on 28 points. GC Sales was third on 41, followed by Lazarus Capital Partners on 52. Black Knight, we just mentioned, on 54. Sixth, another German company, the car rental company, global company now, on 55. Vycobi on 59. The other Shaw and Partners, the Kiwi team, on 63.4, including a scoring penalty in that final race. And then the famous Smeg, Julia.
Oh, yes. I still don't know.
The famous Smeg on 68, and the kitchen maker. They talk about a lot of kitchen appliances here. The kitchen maker, Lachlan Steel, on 74 points. So that's the winning team getting the bottle of something, presumably champagne, at the end of the race. Now, I believe that's at the end of race 9. It may have been at the end of Saturday's race 8. And the final overall standings: Yandu on first, Shaw and Partners, and GC Sales on the podium. Of course, the top 3. Now. Julia, you want me to get you?
I'll get it.
You're trying to get a Kleenex over there, and you're not going to get it because it's too far.
Oh, well.
Well, where's that napkin I gave you? Use the bloody napkin. Now Now I got to reset your camera.
No, you don't.
Yeah, look at how screwed up it is.
Well,
you can't move yourself once we're live. I'll tell you the trouble I have with my co-host. She can be a real crouton.
Yes.
Huh? Not only that, but then I got your flowers in the camera. I got your flowers in the camera 3-shot.
Too many props.
We are something. That's why I said, Julie, we can't do all this stuff with Irish whiskey and flowers. And there, is that better? There we go. Did you get a clean? You got that napkin I gave you. Use that too. But back to the JJ. And this whole discussion about Smeg has caused a lot of behind the scenes because some people didn't know that Smeg was that famously good Italian appliance manufacturer. So every time Smeg showed up on the race course or we talked about it here, people were making, shall we say, off-color jokes, right?
Yes.
You didn't make any off-color jokes, did you?
No, I didn't because I don't know what the off-color is.
But I explained it after the show on Friday.
And I immediately forgot it.
Okay, good. That's a good thing to do. But just we'll keep it clean here. Smeg is this Italian company that does these famously good kitchen appliances. And it turns out a lot of people, Australia, New Zealand, Commodore Harrington, among others, have them in their kitchen, including Ted Ryman, who I believe has one of these.
Wow.
They make, different refrigerators, fridges, branded with the national flags. Cool stuff.
Yes.
It is an Italian home appliance manufacturer founded in 1948 by Vittorio Bertazzoni in Guastalla, located up in the Romagna region of northern Italy. The family-owned company, known for its stylish, made-in-Italy design, started as a metal enameling business before specializing in domestic appliances.
Oh, well, good to know about them.
It generated a lot of different comments. Chris Fury said, I've got smeg all over my kitchen bench.
Yeah.
John McGowan, our longtime friend, I haven't talked to John in a while, in Newport, Rhode Island, famously good sailor, won the cup once or twice, longtime New York Yacht Club member. I've learned something today, Johnny Mac says. Peter Wharton, do they come with crouton? Antonio Vitessa, who is, of course, Italian, he says, yeah, that's Italian gear. And then Ellen O'Donnell Rankin says she loves their colors, Julia. The juvenile that I am, I could not resist. I'm sorry. Okay. Hello, everyone. Arriving late from sunny, blustery Salem, Mass. Hello, Chris Exley. Is Tom becoming a Kyle when he talks to Julia like Jackie O? What's that? A Kyle. What's a Kyle, Julia?
I don't know.
Now, see, I got to adjust Julia's camera now.
No, and it's me.
No, I know. Don't move, because I can more easily adjust your. Don't move. I'm going to adjust your camera now. That's why we have these fancy PTZ. You know what PTZ stands for?
No.
Pan, tilt, and zoom. There. I've just adjusted. Why do you laugh? I've adjusted your camera now. So, well, it is important. You got to, can't look croutonic. I just want to say thank you again and congratulations, not only to the whole Regatta organization, but the live television production from Sale Media, Pat Langley, James Burry, and of course our new Fozy, Peter Shipway, who was on the show a few weeks ago. They do an outstanding job and did an outstanding job again, as did our super Fozy and longtime friend Andrew Dolly Davola. All from Australia. And thanks again, Andrew, for Dolly, for the guidance you gave me throughout this event. And that video he sent on
it was
Friday,
super, really super.
Amazingly good. Mary Jude's giving you a toast, Julia.
Thank you.
On your birthday. How's that Irish whiskey?
Oh, it's wonderful.
I got whipped cream in mine. Okay, enough of all this, Julia. One more thing that we should mention, Bravo Zulu. This event, Claire was down there, as were a number of other friends and family for that matter. Schooners to the Rescue, Corey Silkin, the famously good photographer from Newport, Rhode Island. We ran some of his snow pictures the other day, 3 weeks ago. He was down there shooting for the St. Bart's Bucket. The Schooners to the Rescue. The final race of the Bucket was canceled on Sunday due to high winds, not lack of wind. But that didn't stop Addicts and Atlantic from going out to play in front of my camera. It was epic. And that's just another shot by Corey. That is the winner, Bravo Zulu 2. We talked about them a week or so ago. That's Team Hatarios. The 67-meter Dykstra and Reichel Pugh design. They were the overall winner and of the bucket, the St. Bart's Bucket, and congratulations and thanks to Corey Silkin on his fabulous photos.
Absolutely.
Okay, Julia, let's get to John Emmett's report because he's got another superb report in the coaching corner. John Emmett, our super Fozy from the UK, checking in today from Weymouth.
Hi, Tom, Julia, and all the Fozy. Time to go for another walk and a talk on John Emmett's Coaching Corner. Although this time you can see that the British spring seems to have disappeared just for a few days. But you never know, it will probably spring back. Today, I wanted to talk about the America's Cup because it seems quite controversial. And for me, it's really clear. The America's Cup is, amongst many other things, it's a technology race. So it seems a bit strange to complain about too much technology. I mean, that's just the way that things evolve. And I get the fact some people like, if you would phrase it more, pure sailing, where it's just sailors on a boat. But America's Cup boats, I mean, they've got masts, they've got sails, and they're sailing around a course much like your much slower Ilka dinghies. And for me, sailing is any sport which is using the wind. So you can have, kites where you don't even have a mast, etc., etc. But the sport of sailing has so many different elements, and I think we're really lucky. And that top end of sport actually drives innovation. You look at NASA, for example, and simple things like Velcro that were developed in the space race, I think I've got that correct, actually impact daily lives. And when I look around the average sailing club here, I do see the interest in foiling, especially in the youth, which is the future of our sport, is just growing and growing. And clubs need to adopt foiling and make foilers welcome, because as I say, I see that is definitely part of the future of our sport. And now the cat is out the bag, nobody's going to put it back in, but there's lots of different sport or elements of the sailing sport for everyone. So if you're not a huge fan of the America's Cup, which is, a very special thing, just enjoy different aspects of sailing, because it's very easy to look back and have historical bias. For sure, I think I probably hiked harder 20 years ago than I do now. I know I lift more, I lifted more weight back then, because I still have my training diaries. In fact, some of them were published in Be Your Own Sailing Coach. But it's very easy to have that historical bias and think things were always better in the past. I find myself guilty of this as well, going, I much prefer songs in the 80s. But time moves on, and I think we need to accept and embrace change and just be really thankful that we're in the situation we are now. Enjoy your sailing, and just be grateful that there's so much on offer. And with that, wherever you are, sail fast, sail safe, and please, have fun.
And we got our resident progressive in John Emmett. I think he's progressive, as is Gordon Smith, who just signed in. Good evening from Denmark. Let us welcome everyone. Nice sentiment here. From everywhere to the wonderful sport and pastime of sailing. Actually, Chris wants to know why we should go to that amusement park. That looks fun, John. Why did you go to the amusement park?
Yeah.
We always like to say at the end of John's report, again, we're all pushing, reminding ourselves and everyone else, push for Paralympic sailing in the Brisbane Games 2032, whether as a demonstration event or as an official Paralympic sport. Our beloved sport of sailing belongs in the Paralympics, back in the Paralympics, as Julia likes to remind us.
Indeed.
That's John Emmett's coaching corner, Julia, for today. John Emmett Sailing, get to the front of the fleet for Tuesday, the 17th of March, 2026, our show number 918.
Wow.
Julia, what happened? What happened on this day in history? On the 17th of March, 432.
I remember it well. 432.
You want a clue?
Yes.
There's a clue.
Oh, yes.
He's a saint.
Yeah, he got rid of the snakes in Ireland.
Close. St. Patrick.
Yeah.
And they're not sure, by the way, if he was born in Ireland or in Wales or in Scotland. They're not sure. If I looked around today, but the Irish have claimed him, of course, because
why not?
He did get hooskowed. He got kidnapped, apparently. So wherever he's from, whatever his roots, the history books show that the late 4th or early 5th century, he was captured by pirates, sold into slavery, and kept in bondage for 6 years in Ireland. Breaking away from his chains, as it were, he escaped to France, where he became a monk. By about 432, he had become a bishop and returned to Ireland as a missionary. According to Catholic scholars, he arrived there in 433 and soon met the chieftain of one of the Druid tribes who tried to kill him. After an intervention by God, Patrick was able to convert the chieftain and went on to preach the gospel throughout Ireland. He preached there for 40 years, converting thousands of people and building churches across the country, so says my favorite website for these sorts of things, Days of the Year. Today, there are no snakes in Ireland, Julia. And that, according to legend, is thanks to St. Patrick.
That's the only thing I remember about him.
The priest, John Colgan, began work on a 6-month volume.
6 volumes.
6-volume Irish ecclesiastical history in the 17th century, including the lives of the saints. In it, he tells how Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland by, this has to be related to the sea somehow,
Right.
by luring them to the sea where they were drowned. So that's supposedly what happened. Snakes alive at St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick, it wasn't his snakes today, but in 432, aged about 16, he's captured by Irish pirates. I know a few of those. From his home in Great Britain and taken as a slave to Ireland. And this is the supposed date. 432, this day in history, 17 March, 432. Julie, wasn't that a good one?
Good one.
All ties in. We have to do that. Which gets us to the America's Cup, and John Emmett's favorite topic, AC38 Cup date. We told you on Friday, actually we told you last Tuesday, that this gentleman from the Czech Republic, who is, and I told you then he's worth something like $4 billion. Well, Andrew McIrvin, who's of course the Secretary General of the IMA, International Maxi Association, and this guy sails his boat V, his 100-footer,
Right.
in the Maxi Association. And Mr. Doctor Andrew McIrvin tells me he's worth closer to $10 billion. Did I say $4 million? $4 billion. And he's worth closer to $10 billion. And of course, we're talking about this gentleman, Karl Komárek, from originally in the Czech Republic. He now lives in Verbier in Switzerland. That's why I'm calling it, Julia, the KK Challenge. For his initials.
Yes.
And we'll spell challenge with a K, at least for the time being. So he now lives in Switzerland obviously for tax and other reasons. He was born in 1969 as a Czech businessman of considerable. Now it's, this thing I pulled off says he's worth $9 billion. As of March 2024, he is one of the wealthiest Czech citizens and the founder of the investment company KKCG. So there is his 100-footer, his yacht V. No one yet has told me what the V stands for.
It's such a handsome yacht, though.
It is. And he does very well. They won the Maxi, I think there was only one other boat, but they won the Maxi division at St. Bart's. He was there. He was talking about the America's Cup with various people, or so one hears. It's that V is that 100-foot Mills design built by Wally. It's a Wally Cento meaning 100, in 2017. Now, the CEO of the syndicate is said to be, one hears, that they are going to challenge, and they are, if they can get it all together before the end of this month, which is when the deadline is, the 31st of March, and that is Ken Reed, who's his boat captain on the 100-footer.
Oh, good.
Ken is said to be the CEO of the syndicate.
Wow.
And one of my best agents in the field this morning reported in and said that Tyson Lamond, who was the COO of American Magic, is going to be the COO of this syndicate.
Wow.
One also hears that they are negotiating to buy, but have not yet, but they're negotiating to buy American Magic's total package, the boats, the equipment, the support gear, the whole thing, and that they're trying to do a deal to train in Pensacola at the American Magic facility.
Oh, that'd be great.
Now, this is a one hears. I'm reasonably confident that's what's going on, but the big news is that he is also negotiating with an American yacht club to challenge through that American Yacht Club. I don't know for sure the club, although I'm getting close. I'm checking around. I'm trying to find out, obviously. If any of you knows, please put it in the chat. But it's not New York. It's not Sewanee Corinthian. It's not the Barrington Yacht Club, which is Kenny Reed's home yacht club, or so I'm reliably informed. It's not the Pensacola Yacht Club, which one might think was a likely club through which they would challenge.
Right.
And by one very influential and knowledgeable person, I was told, quote, Tom, if you can figure out the club, I will be very impressed indeed. Apparently, it's not a club that would normally come to mind in connection with the America's Cup. So as Ed Worley says, $1 billion here, $1 billion there. How do you become a millionaire? Start an AC challenge as a billionaire. No, it's not the Beach Street Yacht Club, Rick Bannerell, I can guarantee. Unless, Commodore, unless you've done a deal.
Not lately.
You haven't. Well, I do know with some authority that KK and or Kenny are talking with the Commodore of this American Yacht Club. Again, I don't know for sure what club it is, but I am zeroing in on it with the help of some of my best people in the field, as Peter Montgomery used to say, my best men in the field.
Right.
But we have some women in the field, too.
Indeed.
Julia. How's that Irish coffee?
Good.
Huh?
Good.
Did you get enough
better.
booze in that?
No, but I shouldn't have. So I just have a soup song.
Okay. So that's the word around the traps, as you would say down under, that the KK's captain and syndicate CEO will be Mr. Ken Reed, and apparently will be an American challenger. They're trying to get it together before the deadline, but as I said at the top of the show, Julia, it would not surprise me one bit if the deadline were extended again, because I'm sure Mr. Dalton and everyone involved, although you never know. You never know.
Might not like the challenge.
The ACP board, if this is their decision to make, and I don't know whose decision it is because the 700 pages of that document are secret. Nobody knows. But if it's a one vote per team thing, do you think those other teams want this guy in the game?
No.
Yeah, that's right. That's the problem with it. Another problem with that whole ACP arrangement.
And we don't know.
Structure.
Have we heard anything more about that?
No. We've heard more about what John Sweeney's up to, which I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments about all that? Clay Embley says, one hears that TE here's pretty good, have considered working for the company. I don't know what that means. What's that mean, Clayton Embley? Rick Bannerow, any more Jameson in Julia's cup and she'll slide out of her ambulatory conveyance. Julia?
I really only have just this drop in there. That doesn't count.
Well, the good thing about it is I can adjust her PTZ camera. Pan, tilt, and zoom. So if you are slid down there a bit, Julia, I get
know.
the side shot here in camera too.
But you said I shouldn't slide back.
I want you to be comfortable. Margarita Marshall is agreeing with me. They can also delay the date. Yes, Margarita, they can. And they've already done it once. It wouldn't surprise me if they do it again.
Yep.
But we shall know more, no doubt, on Friday. And we're going to have Britt Ward with us. Britt was, of course, on the design team for American Magic. He now the president of Far Yacht Design and the majority shareholder of that company. No doubt he's got his ear to the ground as well. Steve Gruber asserts that the ACP wants any team. I don't think ACP, I think you mean Grant Dalton promised 6 to Napoli. And of course, Naples would want to see as many teams as possible.
Right.
Alan Long's, now I know what Alan Long's talking about when he says I should go to work for the company.
The CIA.
He means the CIA. No, we're just good at reading the tea leaves and asking the right questions. Right, Julia?
Right.
Kenny Reed, Tyson Lamond, the company, CIA. Jody thinks the V, Julia, get your finger ready. Jody thinks the V stands for?
Viagra.
You get hard when you sail on that. Oh,
no,
that's terrible.
That's too much.
That's over
too
the,
much.
Julia, that's over the top.
Yeah. That's too much. Sorry about that.
Oh, my goodness. There are a bunch of juveniles on here.
Yes.
Bunch of juveniles. There's some more America's Cup news, and that is that the KK Khallenge, they have a new sponsor, La Roche-Posay, of which I'd never heard. Apparently, it's a cosmetic company.
It's big.
Do you know that company?
Of course.
Well, that's apparently their title partner because it's on the bow of their boat. They did a bit of an introduction, I believe, yesterday in France, naming that sponsor and naming some of the team members. The FRA, as I call them, because it's the French team, introduced their new team and sponsor. I believe that was done yesterday. It may have been done the day before. But Magnus the Magnificent has written about it today in his Rule 69 blog on Substack very favorably.
I read it.
And I didn't pull his last paragraph out because I couldn't stomach it. But he said, this is the great team. They've got a great chance. This is going to be their best year ever. And Magnus, if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you right here. The Golden Gate Bridge is for sale, and I control it. So L'Oreal, according to Margarita Marshall, this La Roche-Posay is a L'Oreal group, which, of course, was a sponsor last time for this team. I don't know, Chris Fury, I'm not going to read your comment, but it's clever. Oh, my God. If your boat was sponsored by Viagra, you would be, oh, come on, you guys. You'd be, now they're getting Julia. Give him a finger wag. That was Kurtonic. Funny. Funny. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. Now, the Brits, Julia.
Yes.
The Brits had a bit of an excursion here. There is training in Colliery with this AC-40. We're not sure yet whether they have an AC-75, and if they do, no one seems to know from whence it came. And they have an AC-40 now that they've been training on, and again, training, and we're not so sure where that came from because I guess Sir Ben didn't have access to his AC-40s from the last campaign either. So they had a windy day yesterday, and or was it the day before, but their boat sailing for the Royal Yacht Squadron and Athena Racing, now rebranded as GB1, had quite a day.
Back out in the AC-40 here this week in Cagliari has been stunning, to be honest. Great Italian weather. Shore team and the whole team in reality have done such a great job of getting this far. Athena's been recommissioned. We've been pushing hard every day we've been on the water. Had some fresh faces in, which has also been good. And yeah, it's just been really exciting to get back involved in it all and also be ticking along some nice projects along the side.
It's been my first day on the water up close to these amazing machines and watching the shore team and the sailing team in action. And well, I'm just trying to take it all in. It's been a spectacular day here in Cagliari. We've had up to 25 knots in the gusts. I think the boat speeds were topping out just shy of 50 knots. It put a lot of pressure.
Quite a breezy day, sort of steadily ramped, as did the sea state. Really fun, stunning day for it. And towards the end of the day, we were pushing harder and harder, and unfortunately capsized towards the end of the session.
Totally working, right? Number off, please, sailors. Blitz good at the back, Dill good at the mast, Cornet good in the cockpit. All okay.
You know, we had a capsize, and whilst that sounds a bad thing, in many ways it's quite a good thing for us because, you know, we spent a lot of time going through safety protocols, we write all the right procedures, we've got new team, we've embedded them, you know, we've talked about communication when you have incidents like that. So for me there as a casual observer trying not to sort of get too involved, I was delighted to see that the team handled it really professionally and minimised any damage to the boat, and most importantly, of course, absolutely no problems for any of the people out there. Looking forward to welcoming all the Pathway sailors, you know, Hannah and her squad, when they come back next weekend, so it'll be busy.
Yeah, can't wait to be back out next week. It's going to be fun.
I thought Ian Walker did a nice job putting a positive spin to all that. But it is, you know,
That's
they're
also
right.
true.
Yeah, they're right. In a lot of ways, it is true. that you got to have that experience sooner or later and check out your procedures. And your team now says, well, we got to push the boat. And if we capsize, we know what to do with it. But it's not good for the boat, unfortunately, and getting everything wet in the meantime.
Yeah.
Speaking of wet, some people think John Sweeney is all wet, but other people think he's on the project in a very positive way. He's accusing the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron, as you all know by now, of violating the deed of gift. I've known John since at least 2000, I guess, or 26 years, when he sailed with America True, and then he sailed with us on Oracle 2003. He sailed with Shoshaloza as their sports director in 07. And at the end of the 07 campaign in Valencia, he led the Sausalito Yacht Club as the prospective challenger of record for RNZ, for the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron, if they would have defeated Alinghi, which they did not. So John did not swing into COR action, but he drafted a protocol. So he's got some experience with this. He understands the deed. I don't agree with all of his assertions. He probably doesn't agree with all of mine. But he, like myself and Ed Worley and a number of other people, Hamish Ross, around the world, think that he is correct in asserting that the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron have delegated illegally their trustee duties and responsibility and have made a hash of the entire America's Cup. And that ACP itself is also illegal, is contrary to the deed of gift. And he has threatened to file a suit. We now have an image of the draft lawsuit. I don't believe this has been filed yet, but as you can see, it's John versus the RNZ, and asking for a declaratory judgment, injunctive release, and Cypre amendment of the charitable trust. So this has gone to the New York Attorney General's office in Albany, New York. He is number 15 or 16 in a long queue. Greg Normand and others have been, Greg, our friend in Michigan, has been checking up on this. And we think he's in the queue to be looked at by the Attorney General's office sometime in the next couple, 3 weeks. Whether the AG does anything, we don't know. But the AG has the authority, has the power to act, because they are, the Attorney General and the Charities Bureau of the Attorney General's office has the ability to act on behalf of the general public in overseeing these charitable trusts, of which the New York courts have long since held the America's Cup is such. So how that all works out, we don't know, but John is telling the RNZ and Prada, by legal action, letters, and otherwise cartoons, to read the deed.
Yes.
The 1857 deed is the operative deed. It's been amended a couple times since. And that was the original deed, was 1857. And Hamish Ross and others agree that the RNZ are completely outside of the deed of gift in at least a couple of instances. And we're wondering if the Attorney General won't, in fact, do something about it. Here's another cartoon that John did, and I'm flattered because
there you are.
It took about 25, maybe 30 years off my face. I don't think that looks like Hamish at all, Julia.
No.
Huh?
No.
But this is an AI cartoon, and John, he's gotten very good at these things. So I'm saying it can be sailed anywhere. Well, I am saying that. I said that on the show the other day. I don't think it should be sailed anywhere. As you all know, I feel strongly it should be sailed in the home waters of the defending yacht club, and normally should be or would be, absent some problem like SNG, Société Nautique Genève, had in the fort leading up to the 07 Cup, when nobody wanted to race in Lake Geneva, Lake Lac Leman, up there in their home club.
And questionably not on an arm of the sea.
Well, that I think John's got wrong, and Hamish also agrees. Hamish he tries to read, to be fair to the cartoon, he's trying to read the deed to say that it's got to be held, the event's got to be held on the sea or on an arm of the sea. That's not what the deed says. The deed says to qualify as a challenging club, you have to have for your annual regatta on the sea or on an arm of the sea. and that says for America's Cup courses, the race course, if you can't agree otherwise, in other words, this is a default provision in the deed of gift, should you not agree otherwise, it has to be in open ocean courses free of headlands. From memory, I'm quoting the deed. Because we weren't on open ocean courses free of headlands in San Francisco Bay or in Bermuda or arguably in Valencia or even in New Zealand when you were in the Hauraki Gulf. That was close, but arguably no cigar. So I'm not going to get too fussed about some of these things, but I do believe that they have delegated to a commercial body, to the team.
And for commercial purposes.
And exactly, Julia.
That's
and
the
for
whole other thing.
And for commercial purposes, they've delegated, that is, the RNZ have delegated their trust, duties, and responsibilities. And I think they could well get flicked by the Attorney General. There could be some action. Now, what will happen? Will they tell the club to fix it, which is what I think they would most likely do? And how would you know if they did, if the fix was in or not? No pun intended. Or will they say, sorry, you've mucked this up to a fairly well.
Start over.
This is a mucked up fest. Start over. Or we're not going to let you run it anymore, and we're going to demand that you give the trophy to either another New Zealand club for them to run properly, or to the previous trustee, the Golden Gate Yacht Club.
Yes.
Or to the original trustee, New York Yacht Club, to fix it all up. And I don't know if any of those things would happen, but it's possible.
Yes.
It's possible. Okay, the comments are rolling in here. I actually fear for the GB challenge. Not sure why. I just think that there is something fundamentally wrong somewhere. Gordon Smith, and I agree with you. I've agreed twice with Gordon Smith in the chat today.
Wow.
Not that doesn't often happen. Alan Long, I hope there's some non-skid on that British boat. Chris actually liked the video. And Alistair Murray is exactly right, in my humble opinion. I would worry about all those electronics in a capsize, indeed. Cool vid. Kilo of 5. Heed the deed.
Yes.
Read the deed and then heed the deed. Maybe we'll add that to our mantra here. Baton Rouge in Charleston saying, South Carolina, I have a hard time thinking that riding the sprit while the boat is under tow is correct. That reminds us of dirty jokes too, Baton Rouge. Oh, my goodness. What's Ryman up to? And Worley, read the deed and New York trust law. Yeah, Ed's right. Ed is right. Alistair Murray, I agree with John Sweeney's basic challenge and arguments totally, but please, let's not argue for returning to lead mines, Alistair Murray is saying. And he agrees with John Emmett. I also don't think you can amend the deed, which John is asking them to do a cypre amendment, which means go ahead and act on your own. An amendment to require 90-foot monohulls. There's no point in doing that because the deed is clear. You can race in boats between 60 and 90 feet, 44 and 90 feet. Now it got amended.
Yeah.
Or if of 2 masts, fully up to 110 feet, I think's the number. And, we've had multi-hulls, we've had all sorts of different boats, and if you mutually consent a class, go do it. Yarvahe, I hope the AG has enough time and interest. Lots of bad stuff on his patch and how high a priority this will be. Good question, Yarvahe. I thought the NYAG was a woman. I might be wrong. I don't know, but I believe the head of the charities, the deputy AG, who's the head of the Charities Bureau, is in fact a man. But again, I'm not 100% sure if John's Sweeney is on. He might throw that into the chat. Joe Holtzman, make sure Chapin says that cartoon for saves that cartoon. No doubt. Clark Chapin will save that. We've got that. Okay. That's John Emmett's favorite segment, the America's Cup. And it gets us to the last leg. We're only an hour and 5 minutes into the show, a short one.
Gad, how'd that happen?
Chris actually says, yes, indeed, the NYAG is Letitia James. Is that right? Very much a woman. Is she the New York Attorney General, or is she something else? Okay, we won't get into that here. It doesn't really matter. It's the Charities Bureau that's going to matter, although the overall NYAG will be important as well. We are looking here at the last leg, and that's where I put Alistair's superb AAAA. He tells us about sailing in the Victorian, the state taser championship with his daughter, and the pros and cons of all that in a segment called Alistair's Awesome Aussie Anecdote, which I think you will thoroughly enjoy. And he sent some pictures, and we'll start with some pictures. There is a photo of that regatta. They had 27 boats, I think, so a good turnout, 7th through the 9th of March. And that's the Taser Victorian State Championship for the state of Victoria. And it was held at the Somers, S-O-M-E-R-S, Somers Yacht Club in Victoria on the southeast side of Melbourne. I looked it up on the map so that all of you who, like myself, are geographically challenged, you can see here is the Somers Yacht Club. Here's downtown Melbourne. The Sandy's over here somewhere. I don't know, quite sure where Sandringham is. And then we talk often about Geelong, which is over here to the west. So that's the lay of that land. And let's have a look at one more picture, or two more pictures that Alistair sent, and then we'll run his video. This is Alistair with his daughter, and then apparently they suffered some pretty serious damage to their taser mast, and here is Alistair's report.
G'day, Tom, Julia, and all the Fosey. This is Alistair with AAAA, Alistair's Awesome Aussie Anecdote. I want to talk to you today from my recent experience. I want to talk to you today about the highs and lows of yacht racing. And maybe I'll talk about the lows first. I'll describe the weekend that I just had. So I sailed in the Taser State Titles with my daughter Claire, and I certainly love doing that. We're smoking down the last reach, and I'll send you some great photos to show you how good it was. And 30 boats in the state titles. I think we were coming fourth. We came around the last mark. We had 50 metres to go to the finishing line, and my daughter fell overboard. And as she went overboard over the stern, I tried to grab her, and I felt a big thump, and I wasn't sure what it was at that time. But anyway, she wasn't strong enough to pull herself back on, and I wasn't strong enough to help get her on because the boat was still moving, but we managed to get it all back together. Finally got her onto the boat, and I said, look, all we have to do is bear her way to the finish line. It's just there, and we cross, and we'll still be maybe 10th. And I bore her away, and the boat just spun out of control, capsized to windward, because what had happened is the thump was her hitting the rudder, which broke the rudder downhaul cord, and my rudder had come up, and I had no steerage. So big capsize to windward, and of course the boat's flying downwind, and I'm in the water. So I'm in the water for maybe 10 minutes out of the middle of Western Port Bay, which is a pretty inhospitable part of Victoria, and had to be rescued because I couldn't swim fast enough to get back to the boat. My daughter was with the boat. So I get rescued. They take me back to the boat, and I've been in the water for 15 minutes, and I'm 70 years old. I'm exhausted. I didn't have the strength or the stamina, and I'm a pretty fit dude, as you know, to get up onto the centerboard and ride the boat. We couldn't get the boat up. It was just, and there was another problem, is that the mast was stuck on the bottom because it was a bit shallow there. So a guy from the rescue boat, young guy, jumped on, got on the boat with us, and we got the boat up, and he took over, started to sail it, and in getting it up, I was stuck in the water, my daughter was stuck in the water, and he's gone off with the boat. So there we are again, my daughter and I both floating out in the middle of Western Port Bay. We got rescued, we got taken back to the boat. I get back on the boat with my daughter, and we sailed in, and of course I look up, and it's clear to me by now, but we've got a broken mast. Well, it's not as broken, it's been at about 90 degrees angles from the hounds. So we wrecked the mast, and that was the end of our regatta. We couldn't sail the next day. We didn't want to. We'd have to get another rig. We were demoralised. We were perhaps a bit traumatised too. I must have been in the water for 20 minutes as an old guy. So there's a low. It makes me think of incidents, on a much larger scale, because this is small potatoes what I'm doing. But like Nico, my good friend Nico, who sailed Vestas into a reef during the Around the World race, and you know how awful that must have been. I think about Pete Burling, you know, in Sail GP in the last couple of how awful that must be. And the measure is how I think how we bounce back. I've screwed up many times on boats over many years, and I'm sure that everybody who's watching this video has too. I've been helping my keel boat and on port tack and rounded up into and hit, you know, a starboard tacker. I've had my share of mess ups. So let's finish my AAAA with the highs. So the highs to me, a 70-year-old bloke like me sailing with his 40-year-old daughter. I mean, what sports can you participate in with your kids, you know, up into to that age? But I did learn that as a 70-year-old, I got my limitations. I'm not as fit and strong as I used to be. I think I'm pretty good, but man, when it comes to spending a lot of time in the water and having to climb onto centerboards and things, you lose your lessons. But I'm still doing it. You know, I'm still out there. And I'll send you, as I said, I'll send you some pretty good photos. Other positives, it's physical. Now it's great exercise. It's outdoors. It is great competition. You know, the thrill is in the competition, doing your best. And it's the friendships and the amazing friendships that we forge through sailing. And you know what? The bad memories, they fade. And, you know, for every 100 times you go sailing, there's a few bad ones, but most of them are fantastic. And that's why we do it. So perhaps I'll just finish up by saying, you know, not a great weekend, but they say a bad day on the water is better than a good day in the office. And normally that's true, but I think I would have rather have been in the office on the weekend than being out that day and breaking my mast. That's life. That's sailing. We keep doing it. It costs us a little bit every now and then, and a lot sometimes too, but there's no better way of spending a weekend. Cheers, folks. Bye.
Julia and I are both enjoying that very, very much indeed.
Yes.
I turned the mics up with a few seconds left to go in the video, but a couple more pictures that Alistair sent before they fell out. You can see there's some breeze and sailing with his daughter and sailing well. That reminds me of a cartoon, Julia, that I think Greg Phillips sent, and I didn't put it in the show, but maybe I will to commemorate this, saying, you know, an old person, more old people hurt themselves by thinking they're young and doing things they shouldn't be doing. But 20 minutes in the water.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had, I hope, well, he's got, let's look in the photo, he's got a PFD on, right? Yeah, of course. I think that's a requirement now under the rules. Yeah, wonderful video. I agree with Gordon Smith yet again. Great job, Alistair Murray. That would have killed 10 ordinary men. Amen, brother. Alistair, Clark Chapin saying, the only thing that tops that is sailing together with your 80-year-old father and your 22-year-old son, which Clark did for many years at our home yacht club at Portage Lake in Pinckney, Michigan, just outside of Ann Arbor.
That's really nice, too.
His dad, Clark, as nice a guy as Clark is, his dad and mom were both just two of the nicest people you ever hope to meet. And his son, Billy, who lives over in Alameda, here in the Bay Area.
Oh, they come to see him.
Yeah, exactly. They come to see Bill from time to time. So great family stuff. It's such a great sport, especially when, you know, I sail with my dad a lot. He taught me, especially when I was a kid, 3, 4, 5 years old, crewed for him, learned a lot until I was about 9, and I couldn't stand to sail with him anymore because I thought I knew more about it.
Yeah,
I thought I knew more than he did.
I know. And you might have, but just not necessarily good.
And my dad, right up until, you know, he's still alive and kicking, as you know, but he was sailing, racing until age 89, 90, till his knees and hips and everything just couldn't take it anymore. So that's a great report from Alistair Murray, his AAAA. Alistair's awesome Aussie anecdote, which we are always entirely appreciative.
Absolutely. They're always good.
They are.
This is a very personal one.
Julia, Whiskey, Tango, Foxtrot.
Yes.
What the fudge, since we're being cruel. And, you know, the gas prices are going up around the world, including and especially in Australia. So Greg Phillips sent a couple. She wanted to have dinner somewhere expensive. Come on, that was good, wasn't it?
Yes.
And another Aussie one, also from Greg. Petrol is rising, time to adapt. In Australia, apparently in Sydney, they're talking about having kangaroo-driven Ubers. Greg, thanks for those. And I didn't want to put it. We talked enough about St. Patrick's Day and about your birthday. I thought, well, the flowers look good there. Maybe we ought to leave those there permanently. I put them on a little stand or something, and then I can't get around to the back and service the back of the equipment. But you got to take those upstairs.
Well, I can bring them downstairs.
No, that's too much work.
No, it's not. Just for the show.
This is for you from Darlene Hines for your birthday tomorrow. Nice. Okay, and we always end with Blake Middleton's favorite, All the Smartest People Sail. Blake Middleton up in the land of 10,000 still frozen lakes, I believe. Sailing isn't for everybody, but it is for anybody. That's more or less the mantra, the theme of this show, week in and week out, Julia, which gets us to the finish line where you like to say,
yes, don't forget to like and follow and share.
Indeed. Comments are welcome too, even in replay. And those of you who support us via Patreon or otherwise, you would deeply appreciative because we keep improving. I got my cable bill. Of course, we got 2 gigabit download speeds, and we got 400 uploads. So we got a good connect. But the cable bill was almost $340. And I don't have fancy television service. That's for cable. That's for a little bit of television service. It's unbelievable.
I'm paying almost $650, which has got to change.
Well, I keep trying to get you off that lame service that you're on, and you won't agree. Julia's not very good at agreeing to change.
I've been with them since 1994.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're Crutonic. That's that AT&T satellite service, isn't it? Isn't it satellite TV? Direct TV? What's it called?
Direct TV, yeah.
Well, in any event, we wouldn't have any of this streaming fees paid. We wouldn't have anything. We use your contributions via patreon.com/join/Sailing Illustrated just to keep this show on the proverbial road, not for anything else. Thanks very much for your continuing support. Also, thanks to those who gave us audio, video, and images for today's show. Julia, we're done in earliest we've been done, 1 hour and 20 minutes, not quite. So the shorter show than normal, which is great because it's we got to celebrate your birthday. We got to pour you some more of that Jameson's. Final thoughts?
No, thank you for celebrating my birthday. I can't imagine a better crowd to be with.
Well, this group.
Yeah.
Well, exactly right. But you would like to go today to the bar, to the Buena Vista, and had a breakfast. And you used to do that for years and years and years, didn't
yes,
you?
indeed.
Clark Chapin says, like the old joke, question, how many Presbyterians does it take to change a light bulb? Answer, change. Who said anything about change? Thank you, Alistair Murray. Thank you for your AAAA and all the rest of you, John Emmett's contributions, and, of course, these contributors for images and videos. We sorely, deeply, dearly appreciate it. Reminder that on Friday we'll have Britt Ward with us. Britty Ward, who is from Perth, WA, originally is now president of Far Yacht Design, the majority owner. And he will be with us to talk probably about John Emmett's favorite subject, the design of these boats and how far he and I and others think the Kiwis already are vis-a-vis the other team. So we'll talk about that on Friday. We hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks for tuning in today, and we'll see you on Friday. In the meantime, sail fast, sail safe, and have fun. Ciao for now.